Would you have any plan for future that you have a second plant in other regions?
Extremely unlikely that we'll build elsewhere. So a key, remember I said earlier in the call that a key insight was that we need to work with the people who actually build. And one of the reasons Made in China has such a crappy reputation, and deservedly so, is that the factories that build stuff will go through a run for a few weeks, make that thing, and then they make something else. And then when you come back and do another run, everything that was learned in that initial run is gone. In fact, probably the people are gone. So there's no institutional knowledge. There's no incremental improvement. If you look at something like Weber Workshop stuff, he has his own factory in Taiwan, and they only make Weber stuff. That's why his stuff is very high quality. And here I've got 40 people, and all they do, not only all they do is the machine, but each one we have a master system. So there's someone who's in charge of the pumps, and they know everything about the pump. And they actually have an advanced degree in engineering. So they don't just know the pumps a little, they know the pumps a lot, right? Oscilloscope level. I'm not interested in what are called laborers, right? Which is just people who follow orders. And Hong Kong doesn't produce those. Hong Kong, so of the 10 best universities in the world, either 3 to 4, depending on what list you look at, are in Hong Kong. So this is a highly overeducated society, and I would be an idiot to not take advantage of that, right? So if I went to, I mean, let's just say made in the U.S., I would have to use people with high school degrees who have a very poor education. Otherwise, the salaries would make our machine completely impossible. And the quality of the machine would come way down, but also the job satisfaction would come down because the people building it wouldn't understand what's exciting about it, and they wouldn't have the insight. So I don't see building it anywhere else. Once you have that knowledge here, I've got one guy. His name is Johnny. We call him Uncle Johnny, and he's half deaf and he has a speech impediment. And he started off as a laborer in China operating heavy machinery. But he's in his 50s, and when I interviewed him, he brought a laptop, and he was just flying in Windows and just popping up all these 3D models he designed. And I barely understood his English because of the speech impediment. And he just walks around laughing all the time. We have to kick him out of the factory at 9 p.m. because he loves this job. It's given him purpose. Why would I walk away from someone like that?
Yep, that we get your answer. You love Hong Kong, you love what you work, and there's no second plan for the moment. Yeah,
I'm sure if I'd done this in the Philippines, I would feel the same way. I would have cultivated a group of, and I've seen that when I visited Michael Harris Conlon in Manila and his team. You know, he's got an amazing school there and great talented people, and once you build that team, how could you leave? So there is a question about, we'll have a warehouse in the US for parts and accessories. We already kind of do. There's already a lot of parts with Charles in Brooklyn in New York, so we're never going to have issues getting parts to people. I don't see that as a problem. And we have a U.S. company. I'm a U.S. person. So we have both U.S. and Hong Kong companies. And so I don't see that. I want to answer another question.